Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, starring Ryan Reynolds, Samuel L. Motherfucking Jackson, Selma Hayek, Antonio Banderas, Morgan Freeman, and Frank Grillo, directed by Patrick Hughes. Now, before I get into this, I watched it twice. The first time I saw it was an early screening, not what you think. It was premiered like a few days before the movie came out. And then I saw it again Monday, and let's see how this goes. I busted my ass up the first time, but we'll see how this goes. Let's get into it. Michael Bryce, returned by Ryan Reynolds, is about to win his trophy for bodyguarding until he imagines Darius Kincaid, returned by Samuel L. Motherfucking Jackson, laughing at Michael's award-winning trophy as he runs out, and we see it's a dream, as I'm not a fan of fake outs like that, as it bothered me this time around. Michael sees a psychiatrist as he dreams of it every night, as he sees Darius ruined his life, as the psychiatrist says to give up bodyguarding and gives him advice to go on vacation as he graduated therapy, as his bodyguard license has been terminated as he's a disgrace to the job. And the psychiatrist is annoyed by Michael, and that's funny that she didn't show it until the end, as she curses her fucking mouth off. The movie's bad guy is Aristotle Papadopoulos. I don't know if I'm saying that right, please forgive me. Played by Antonio Banderas, who I haven't seen in a movie since the 33 about the construction workers in the underground. While in Italy, Michael gets picked up by Sonia Kincaid, played by Selma Hayek, as gunfire goes around them and they escape, which was an odd way to reintroduce the character, as she tells Michael stories about their honeymoon, as she talks, and honestly, no offense to Selma Hayek, but it's really hard to understand what the fuck she's saying, as her character bugged the shit out of me, and again, I'm sorry, Selma Hayek. I know you're a good actress, but unfortunately, it's still annoying. Bobby O'Neill, played by Frank Grillo, is from Boston, as he seems like an asshole, as he's very unlikable in this movie. We captured Darius, as he's the best character in the two movies, and Michael sort of improves as a character. Sonia rampages with Michael to save Darius, as Michael was convinced Darius wants to save his life, as Darius actually said get anyone but Michael Bryce. And they, in the next scene, get captured by Bobby. He gives them a job of redemption and goes somewhere in Italy while they drive into a city, as Darius and Michael really hate each other to fucking death this time. While at a gas station, Darius makes a phone call at a hotel room, as Sonia tries to run over Darius but runs over Michael, but books a hotel room as their honeymoon, as they hump each other's asses while trapping Michael in the trunk. And that is fucking dangerous. And honestly, the movie is kind of funny, but not as funny as the first film, unfortunately. In Portofino, Michael is bodyguarding Sonia as they see a mobster, while Darius is a sniper and outside to shoot the motherfucker. As they visit the mobster, and a former client recognizes Michael, as he makes fun of Sonia, and she bursts into her normal accent while imitating a British accent, and they start shooting the fucking place off, as she has an explosive bracelet with a case near her and pushes Sonia, as Michael takes a shot for Sonia and get to the dock, while they're led to believe he's dead and throw Michael in the water as he's alive. And the acting in that scene is pretty bad, as it's somehow not that funny on a second viewing. Sonia gives Michael some pills, and while they with Darius spot the best hitman and bodyguard in the business, as they get shot at and chased, as Michael dreams he saved all their lives, but he's really knocked out, and they try to get away from the bad guys, and they lose the bodyguard, and they're being chased by a helicopter and makes a mess on the bridge and get out of the bridge alive. And they luckily escape, as Sonia sings Michael a lullaby as he wakes up, as he tells her and Darius off about being horrible parents. And Michael has an idea to get to a house in Tuscany, And they get there. Michael is reunited with, and Darius and Sonia meet Senior, played by Morgan Freeman, as he's Michael's stepfather. And Darius can't believe it because he's an African American, as they have the famous gelato in Italy, as he had a freak-out memory of his mother being killed by a 290-pound man, while Michael gets a gelato when he was younger, which was sad but unfortunately unconvincing. Senior sends Michael along with Darius and Sonia in the Jaguar, as it looks old school, kick-ass car, but they get stung by some needles as Michael gets a bunch and lands on Sonia's ass, and he's kissing him, and he's kissing the ass, as they're taken to Aristotle, as Sonia had a history with him, and again, that is unconvincing. Come on, do I really need this? Aristotle frees Sonia as he gets the bracelet off and gets Michael and Darius tortured to death, and they beat their asses up, and Darius kills every motherfucker as they escape Aristotle's castle without Sonia, as they're led to believe Sonia betrayed Darius, as she stays with Aristotle, Darius tells Michael one of his nuts was shot off, while later on we learn it was Michael who shot one of his nuts off, which was rather the funniest thing in the whole movie. Darius leaves Michael as Michael goes to Senior's place and learns Senior is working for the bad guys and screwed them. Sonia calls Darius to warn him about Aristotle's men is coming for him while at the bar, and how the fuck did she find him anyways? Which makes no sense. Aristotle slaps Sonia around after she betrays him, while Michael and Darius drives without a seatbelt while being chased, as Darius puts on his seatbelt eventually, as Michael crashes into something as he flips out of the car and gets hit by another car, which did hurt, as I could imagine. Darius tells Michael he shot him in the nuts, and the face of Sam Jackson during that flashback looked bad, and he makes Michael shout, "I'm unlicensed and I don't give a fuck," and gets arrested by the Interpol and asks for help from Gary and Johan as they die in a boat chase as decoys, while Michael and Darius get on the boat to kick some ass. And what was funny was after the credits, they get remembered for doing their job. They get in the boat as they get encountered by the best bodyguard and assassin and fight with Sonia, while Sonia is captured by Aristotle while they're preparing a bomb to explode underwater, as the violence was rather choreographed pretty badly. Aristotle tries to kill Darius while Sonia fights a female assassin and Senior fights Michael, and that piece of violence is also badly choreographed, as Sonia kills the female assassin and saves Darius's ass and shoots Aristotle dead together, as Senior is stabbed by Michael, and the boat explodes as Darius, Michael, and Sonia are running out of there, and Bobby gives the yacht, and Sonia signs a paper for adopting Michael as their son, and credits rolled during the credits scene, where Michael hears Darius and Sonia having sexual intercourse, which was just not hysterical for second viewing, and the climax was stupid. Okay, moving on. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 4.2 out of 10. This movie is loud, ridiculous, and very stupid, as the characters come off very unlikable. The plot at times made no sense whatsoever, as it was hilarious on first viewing, but on second viewing, not as funny, unfortunately. The movie had no reason to exist as a sequel, as I was very disappointed after the guilty pleasure that was the first film, as this was unfortunately a little predictable, and the best thing about it was Sam Jackson cursing like a motherfucker. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me for the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard retrospective, and whenever we get to a third one, motherfucker, please